Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight to 365itNOW's launch. My name is John Healy. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for 365itNOW. I was asked about 2 months ago to join this group. Ron has been working on this project for, I think, a couple of years. And my specialty is small businesses. I work extensively with small businesses and what I call micro businesses. Been doing this for about 30 years, working with large companies, small companies, and every type of company in between. And when I work with small businesses, obviously what I'm trying to do is help them boost revenue. Trying to get them greater market share, more exposure, selling more products and services. So I know this marketplace very well. I know what works and what doesn't. I know price points. I help small businesses make decisions every day on how to spend what little money they have to produce greater income and higher ROI. The 365itNOW, in my mind, is, for all of my clients, it's a no-brainer. And I hope by the end of this evening that each of you will say to yourself, yeah, this is something that I really should be a part of for multiple reasons. Let me introduce you first to the three owners of the company. I'm just a hired gun as the Chief Marketing Officer, but they actually own it. Ron is the founder, if you will. He's the big idea man. I think it's been his passion for more years than I care to mention, but at least a couple. And he's got incredible passion and vision about 365itNOW. And he wants to do this not necessarily because he wants to be big money man, but because he cares about small businesses, because he is a small businessman. Each of these guys runs a small business. This is something they're doing in addition to running their own businesses. Troy is our nuts and bolts guy. He's always talking about structure, task lists, to-dos. He kind of keeps Ron on the straight and narrow. Ron's got big ideas. Troy pulls him back down to earth. Nick is making a rare public appearance. He's our web guy. He's our computer geek. Usually you'll find him in front of a computer, not necessarily in front of people, so it'll be interesting tonight he'll be part of our presentation. What 365 wants to help you do is stop trying to survive. Small businesses, you're faced with all kinds of difficulties every day. I think 90% of startups go bust within a year, small businesses. You all are here. Hopefully you're doing okay. Hopefully you're doing more than surviving. We hope through 365itNOW that you can not just survive, but thrive. Fastest growing segment in the US in terms of consumer dollars spent, in terms of where they spend it, is through the web, the internet, online. It's billions and billions, and it keeps growing. As more and more Americans get connected, they become like my wife Nancy, who is an Amazon.com fanatic. In fact, she recently asked our financial planner, I want to buy some stock. She had a couple $1,000s. He said you can buy 8 shares of Amazon. I think it's running at $247 right now. It's the future. Web-based sales and service is the future. If you're a service provider like me, you're not going to sell services over the internet. You are certainly going to communicate your value proposition into the marketplace through the web. And this is a way to get on the internet at a low cost. There are a variety of different ways you can get into the marketplace with your brand. These are some of the ones that are sort of the usual suspects. Direct mail, 5,000 postcards is going to run you a minimum of $1,800. It's a minimum. If you do a newspaper ad locally, say Maplewood Review, it's going to run you about $350 for a 3x4 ad. Now, if you want to run an ad in the Star Tribune, you want to buy a full page on a Sunday, anybody know how much that costs you? It's about $13,000. None of you in this room can afford that. I've worked with clients that could afford it, and I'll tell you, it's not worth it. But that's the kind of price points the big boys want. You buy a TV campaign. I'm running a campaign starting Monday with a client. It's a $5,000 campaign. We'll get about 700 spots. We won't get 700 spots in the Twin Cities. We'll get 700 spots in Zone 6. which is the central area of St. Paul. It's Roseville and a couple other suburbs. Now, for him, it's going to work, but that's an expensive buy. How many of you have $2,500 sitting around that you're going to go out and spend in the marketplace on a single campaign for a couple of weeks? You probably don't. You've got radio. Radio, to really have any kind of effect with radio, and again, radio is a Twin Cities, so if you're up in Forest Lake and that's where your service is, there's not much value in buying radio for somebody in Orono. They're not going to probably travel to you. Minimum buy is about $10,000 right now on a major station. If you want to get on WDGY, which isn't even on Arbitron's ratings, you can do it much cheaper, but nobody listens to it. Outdoor, if you want to buy a billboard, you get a billboard on, say, $494, a big billboard. It's going to run you about $5,000 a month. None of us have that kind of money. And those actually are not the best ways to advertise anyways. What's on the web right now in terms of web directories, web marketplaces? Yelp, we've got Angie's List, we've got Dex Knows. I know all three of these very well. I have clients who use some or all of them. These are what I call intersections. These are places where people come, where they can search small and large businesses looking for products and services by category. They spend a fair amount of money in the marketplace, these folks. But still, to get on Yelp with a preferred business listing is going to run you about $4,200 annually. You want to get on Angie's List, which is a closed subscriber. The number of people on Angie's List is a lot less than, say, Yelp, but they're pretty into using Angie's List. You're going to spend about $3,200 annually to have a business listing. Dex Knows, a lot cheaper. It's a lot thinner. You're going to spend about $1,300 annually. 365itNOW, you truly won't believe the price. It is incredibly affordable. Ron, could you tell us a little bit about where 365itNOW came from? Appreciate that.
Sure. First of all, thanks for coming. 365, let me see. 365 started in my mind roughly 2008 when I bought Carousel Craft Shows. When I bought Carousel Craft Shows, I inherited a business that was reasonable. And the good thing for me is I got to actually work with thousands of small business people just like you. And some of you are out here in the audience. As I went through the process of dealing with a lot of small businesses, I've seen a lot of people fail. I've seen a lot of people have success. Obviously the failures were something that I didn't like. I see my own parents fail at small businesses. It's frustrating. So I decided that, hey, I need to come up with some reason, some way, something for everybody that owns a small business, whether they're a rep, independent rep, agent, sole proprietor, partnership, you name it, can have every chance to succeed with their small business. So as I'm going through this, I'm trying to figure out a good model, and the best way to explain it is, I looked at big business, and why are they so successful? What I see is two things. Big business is successful because they advertise. I deal with thousands of people that don't really advertise their business enough because it's too expensive. So I'm trying to find a way for it to be affordable for everybody. And the other one is big business, they stick together. McDonald's and Arby's and all of them, they don't go off by themselves, they're all together. So, industrial parks, and you see every big business together so they can all be successful. And so I looked at the web going, Amazon, you brought that up. Amazon, all big business, pretty much. They're all successful, pretty much. So small business, typically, including myself, think, that they can do it all themselves. They don't need any help. I'm one of them. I thought I had all the answers to everything. I don't. Broke down and hired this guy here. This guy here brought this to where we're at today. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be standing here today. Thank you. So with that being said, I wanted to get all the small businesses together in one place. So I created 365. It's been in my head for 2 years. I'm going crazy. I'm glad it's here today. Believe me. I'm glad we got a chance to get it out. also needed help from this man right here, because John's right. This guy here runs a successful ship. He's a great businessman. He takes care of his people, and he likes to make sure everything's planned out and on track at all times, which, again, not my best feature, but it's his. And he's the one that's going to make this company run as good as it needs to run. So that's where the big idea came from. I like to make sure that everybody's taken care of, and I want to put them all in one place. I mean, that's where everybody's going to succeed, when everybody's in one place. So it's going to take people like you. We're going to, obviously we have a great marketing plan going out there. We're going to build it, show the world how Minnesota people do it. We want to make sure we can get it done right here, because whatever we do here, we're going to take and duplicate it in every state. We're going to the 100 biggest cities in the country once we get it right here. And then we're going to duplicate this product in every state. And everybody will have a chance to be successful. One other thing before I turn it over to Troy. We believe in this product. We're offering everybody in here and in the world a chance to be successful. They have a chance to increase their personal wealth. They have a chance to make extra money. There's a whole list of products and services we're bringing out that you'll never get anywhere else. We're interested in you. We're interested in the consumers. And with that together, we're going to build a big, solid, small business community. And that's what we need.
Good evening. My name is Troy Kaplan, for those that don't know me. I've known Ron for a few years, and we've worked together on a lot of things, and this thing we've spent a lot of time on. I'm going to give you guys a brief description of what the site's about, how it works, and how it's developed and how it's made to help small businesses and people like yourself that are interested in making extra income on being involved in the website. So again, I thank you all for coming. And one of the things that we want to keep and we want to strive on, which you see a lot of commercials on and a lot of things, especially with the vets, is buy American products. Shop local, shop small, help the economy grow and build. That's one of our main focuses and goals with this website, is for people within the Twin Cities to shop their local small business owners. So if they're looking for a health product or an accountant or water systems, whatever they're in need for, whether it's crafts or birdhouses, they can go on our website, find what they're looking for in their own city without going outsourcing it across to a different country. So we really want to help American economy. We want to build it and help everybody that's in this room and that owns a small business in this country be successful and make extra money. 365 is obviously a website. You can pull it up on your smartphone, you can pull it up on your tablet, you can pull it up on your laptop, 365 days a year, 24/7. People will be able to search products and services. Next year, we'll be doing next summer, the launch for e-commerce. So people that have products will be able to sell their products online. People will be able to buy them any time of the day. So the people that do craft shows with Ron, they'll be in front of somebody's face all the time. Ron tells stories all the time about people calling him or coming up to him and saying, "Hey, I was at your craft show and I want to buy an egg baker that this guy was selling." And Ron tells him, "Well, you're going to have to come back next year." So those small businesses that work out of their house, that don't have $4,000 to pay to build a website and to pay $600, $300 to SEO their website every month because they don't have that marketing budget, they'll be able to be online in front of millions of consumers every day on any wireless or internet device. 365, when we'll get into the website, for those that you don't know, you'll be able to build your own booth space, which is your own mini website. You control it, you can put the content on there, you can put the pictures on there, you can pay somebody to do it, you can have technical support through 365 help you do it. but you can go on to 365 in your booth space and change your products, your service, and any of your content every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. How often you want to do it, you control it. So whatever you want to put on this is in your hands. You don't have to call anybody, you don't have to pay anybody to do it. You're in control of it. There's a few things that we are going to launch and do as 365 grows. And there's a lot of things out there that people pay for and do. People know of Angie's List, Yelp, Yext, and Groupon. And for those people on Angie's List, they have to pay the amount that John was saying, a substantial amount of money to be on there. But as a consumer, if you want to go on Angie's List and buy or find information about a business, you have to pay as a consumer to go onto that website. With 365, they'll be able to go on there, find reviews, rankings, and be able to search small businesses. On 365, for those of you that know what Groupon is, and for those of that you don't, for my small business, I own 2 automotive shops. John works with me for marketing, and Groupon, we wanted to try to run a deal on Groupon. They wanted us to do 3 oil changes for a retail value of $99, but they wanted us to sell that for $70, and they were going to take 30 of that dollars and give me 40 bucks. So they wanted me to sell it in the marketplace for less than I would charge and take almost half of my money. And I would have to do all the work, supply all the parts. On 365, we're going to have similar things like that. 365 is going to be your Facebook, your Google, your Yelp, your Angie's List, your Groupon, everything put together in one page. So as a business owner, you can offer your consumers deals and specials. The consumers will be able to go on to 365 and build a street. And if they build a street, it's going to be on the front page of their website. They want to pick 6 to 8 different businesses and put it on there. As a business owner, you'll offer them some sort of special or some sort of deal. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can offer them 5%, $5, anything to help them out. But you're going to be in front of their face every time they go online, and every time they need something that you guys offer, they're going to always call you because you're one click away from them. So it's another perk that 365 is going to offer the consumers and help bring more business to the business owners. So the cost of 365 is $247 for 2 years.
For the first 5,000.
For the first 5,000 people. After that, it's $247 a year. There's no other fees. And I was talking to somebody yesterday. We were out to dinner. My wife and I were out to dinner with some friends. And he's like, $247, that's cheap. Every single one of them sites that John talked about, I pay for to be on. And $247 for 2 years or a year is cheap. He said, when you guys are this big and you're growing and growing and growing, out of all the small businesses in America, which are 6 million small businesses, and that does not include the multi-level marketing companies. If you include them, you're at about 8 million. He says, once you get half of them or all of them on your site, you guys are going to be making so much money, you're going to raise the price to make more money. No. $247 today for 1 year, it's going to be the same in 10 years or 15 years or 20 years from now. That price is never going to change. There's other things that we're going to offer on the site where we'll be able to make additional revenue, but the $247 will be $247 for 1 year as long as 365 exists. So Nick is going to give you guys a tour of the website. For those that are not signed up, I know there's a few of you in the room that are already on it, but for those of you that have not looked at it or seen it, Nick is going to show you around.
All right, hello everyone. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the site. I'm also going to show you how you can set up your booth when you register and give you some tips along the way. So I'm going to start at the home page. The home page, you can see here we have the main area is the search. So this is our site search. It is enabled for localization, so if the end user were to enter a zip code, it's going to search a 40-mile radius from that zip code and bubble those results up to the top. The type of search is a booth search, and this was really built for you guys. If you don't have a website and you're telling your customers, I'm booth, say, 7 on 365, they can come in here, they can enter your number, and be brought directly to your booth. Below this, we wanted to build something that gives every booth an opportunity to be visible to all of 365 traffic. And so we have recently registered. This is going to be the 4 most recently registered booths, and they will cycle off as others come on. Below this is top visited. It's self-explanatory. The most visited booths will be bubbled up and be visible to all of 365 traffic. Another route end users can find your booth is through our booths page. This here is going to list all the registered booths that currently are on 365, and as they come through, they can click directly on your booth and be brought there. Now I'm going to go into the interesting part.
Good.
Once you register, you'll be able to log into our back end and maintain your booth. So you can, up at the top, we have 3 main areas. This is my profile. This is your personal information that you entered when you registered. This information is not displayed on our site anywhere, so you don't have to worry about any end user seeing this content. And if you have any personal information updates, you can make that here. The booth profile, this is where you define your business, and the name is your business name, and I would suggest entering your fully qualified business name. So I know some people like to shorten it up, but for best results, I would suggest adding your fully qualified. Now the description, this is your opportunity to key in on words that you want to reach to your end users, and this is here to describe your business and an overview of who you are and what you do, how long you've been in business, etc. Below the description, we have email and phone. This is the contact information that these end users can reach you when they're visiting your booth, and I'll show you where that information is displayed here in a minute. Now, we also offered a website link here, so if you have your own business site, you can add a link from your booth off to your current website. And below this is the address information. You can notice here we have a toggle. A lot of you work out of your home, and you may not want your home address being displayed on the web, so this is why we've added this here, and this address field will not display. And the last section of the booth profile is your logo. You can upload your business logo. Again, I would suggest doing this if you have one. It makes it more visual, and it does help your booth out in search results. The last section I'm going to go through is products and services. Here you can see I already have some of my services offered, and I'll show you what they look like on the site, but I'll also walk you through how you add a new product or service. Very similar to the booth profile. It's really your product or service profile. It's going to be your name, a description of your product or service, and a price point if you have one. And then you can link to a website. We put this in here as an interim. If you sell your product or service on an external site, you can link directly to that page to.
And how about like Facebook and everything else?
Yep, that's coming as an enhancement. So we'll. I'm going to cover a few of the top enhancements once I'm done here. Okay. And same as your business logo, you can upload your product or service image. Now, what's it all look like when you get your booth set up? We put in a preview section on the back end, so as you're adding or changing your content, you don't have to log out and log back in constantly to see what your booth looks like as you're changing content. So this preview section, you can see what your booth looks like. Here's the business description, business logo. Here's that contact information I mentioned. You noticed I had my address field turned off, so my address is not being displayed. And below are the services that specifically I offer, but this is what your services or products would look like on your site. And that basically wraps up the quick tour. The next thing I'm going to cover is our release schedule. So we took a two-prong approach at this, and we're going to be doing quarterly site enhancements. This is reserved for site overhauls and any new features. So we'll be releasing new features every quarter. The next enhancement is operational enhancements, and what this means is any day-to-day opportunities we see to improve the site, we're going to do so. Now, the last thing I will cover are our top 3 enhancements currently, and the first one we're gonna put out there is categories. So, as I mentioned, you can browse by booths, but we've had a lot of feedback where people want to browse by categories. So you'll be able to classify your booth, your business within our predefined categories. And that'll be coming very soon.
So that'll mean you hit the booth button and it'll drop down and it'll have automotive or craft shows or whatever the company description is, and they can search that and it'll pull up per their local area.
Yep. Well, not local area, but you will be able to browse and enter your zip code if you do. If you enter your zip code, it'll filter based on your area. Again, that's all up to the end user. The second one we're currently working on is improving our local site search. So we want to offer more advanced searching rather than just localization. So to filter results, end users really like to get detailed. So we're going to add more options here. We're currently working through what we're adding, but that will be improved here shortly. And then Troy mentioned our biggest enhancement is actually e-commerce, and that'll be coming sometime spring to summer of 2014, barring any setbacks. And that's where you'll be able to sell your product or service on your booth directly. And that's our #1 goal. So.
I mean, the e-commerce part, if people sell stuff on e-commerce or Amazon or whatnot, if you sell stuff online, the person that you're hosting your e-commerce stuff through, on average, takes 7% of what you're selling. So our deal is to provide e-commerce and do it at 3% across the board for all the companies. So that puts more money in your guys' pockets, less fees, and we're just going to, 365 is really going to dominate the web industry as far as searching and small businesses and revenue. Our plan is to have over 1 million viewers on the site every month, and we want to, our goal within 2 years is to be a household name. So we got radio, TV, all sorts of advertising and marketing planned out for the next 5 years, pretty well detailed, but beyond that to 10 years as of right now on our marketing. Right now, we're pending approval on being in the Mall of America in November as a show in the Rotunda, and we'll do a presentation like this on the hour, every hour, and there'll also be an opportunity for the small businesses that are on the site or anybody that's interested is to have a booth inside the Rotunda around the stage area, which sees 100,000 people Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as far as traffic numbers come through there. And you guys will have the opportunity to be there, show people what your products or your services are, and get your information and your name out there. And that's something that we are in the works of right now, and that'll be about the 3rd week of November.
I want to go through a couple things real quick. Can you scroll this up just a little bit? So this space here I don't know if you covered it. I just want to do this real quick. There's 4 spaces here. The only way you can get on this space here is if you're the top visited booth from anybody that's searching for you. So you guys, or whoever's on there, whenever you sign up and you have a booth, you're going to want to make sure that on your business cards or whoever you're talking to check you out at 365itnow.com, booth space, whatever booth space you are. Because when we're starting to get a million hits a month on this thing, you're going to want your booth space right here. Okay? Now right now, there's 4. We're increasing it to 8. When we get more booths on there, it's going to go to 8, and then I'm assuming we'll go to 12 and 16 as we start getting more. So to make it fair for everybody, because I tell you what, we're here in Minnesota, you guys got every advantage, because I tell you what, in the end, this thing here should be filled up with nothing but Minnesota businesses, because in 5 years, if people sign up in 5 years, they virtually have no chance really of getting into that space. So you guys in Minnesota, take advantage of it. Because in the end, when we're getting monster amounts of hits and we have this on here, you guys want all your information up on this. This here will just rotate whenever people sign up. This is just something that's good for the people when they sign up. They can see it. It'll rotate in and out depending on how many people sign up in that week.
I want to talk a little bit about, Troy alluded to it a bit, about what we're going to do to actually build this site. The site will live or die by traffic. You're not going to pay $247 for 2 years if 3 people are on the site. So when they talk about millions, they're serious about it. There's a variety of different things we're going to do, and I've ranked them pretty much in the order of most to least important. The holy grail of the web and web traffic is SEO, search engine optimization. If you optimize a site correctly, and Nick knows what he's doing because his full-time job when he's not crafting 365itNOW to work for a very large company on the back end working on this kind of stuff. I work with a lot of web folk. He knows what he's doing. I'm very excited about the possibilities that 365itNOW has for SEO because, again, if you pay $247 a year, or if you sign up first 5,000, it's $247 for 2 years, you've got a full-time guy and eventually a whole staff out there working on SEO, which is organic searches. They're free, but that's what people really pay attention to. Helping you and your small business gain traction in the marketplace, gain market share, and that translates into sales. That translates into revenue. That translates into thriving, not surviving. We will also be doing, not right away, but soon, pretty heavy PPC, which is pay per click. You see that? You do an organic, you do a search, you'll see, depending upon the search engine, Google has 70% of the marketplace. Generally, their paid ads are at the top. Usually there's 3. It's in generally a shaded box. We'll be doing that as well. We'll be doing television. That'll be the 3rd thing we do. Again, we talked about Comcast as an example. It's not cheap, but it can be very highly effective because you get repetition. We'll also do radio in a big way, newspapers, and then direct mail. We're very serious about building brand. I've been building brands for 30 years. I've been helping companies gain brand recognition, traction in the marketplace, and that equals sales. And I really think this 365itNOW is the big idea that comes along once a generation. For small businesses, I think this is a really amazing opportunity to build revenue.
So I know that there's quite a few people in this room that are interested in this fact. A lot of people that I've talked to and sat down with that are interested in how they can make money on this website or doing this website. It's not going to be for everybody, and some people aren't even going to do it at all because as a business owner like myself, I don't have time to go out and promote it as a full-time job and to get people on the website to sign up underneath my booth space. So we have a bi-level marketing, which means there's 2 tiers to this. And how it works is if I sign up, I'm on the website, and I go get Toby, my brother, to sign up. I make $35 off of him signing up. Now Toby gets Jerry to sign up. Toby makes 35 bucks, and I make $5 off of Toby getting Jerry to sign up. And then that's it. There's no more tiers down that. So we pay out $40 total. And we pay it out every quarter in a check. So if you go get, and it's not a race, if you go get, we're going to be around for a long time. So let's say in the next 2 years you went out and got 1,000 people signed up on this website. And we are doing what we're doing with the website, and it's a household name. These people are not only making more money on their business, but they also have people signed up underneath of them. They're making money. So everybody's going to stay on the website. So Toby's got 1,000 people signed up. We're going to pay him $35,000. And we're going to pay him $35,000 every year for the rest of his life, as long as all the people that are on the website are signed up.
Keep re-signing up, which they will, because they'll have other people that they've signed up to offset the cost. So basically you need 6 people. So if you register 6 people, that's going to pay for your booth space for that year, right? So once you get to 10 or 15 or 20, or how many ever, like you said, it's not a booth, it's not a race. I mean, you can do this for the rest of your life. I mean, there'll be companies just coming in just to register booth spaces.
Which we already do have.
We already have a couple companies that are signing up just to go out. They'll sign up for a booth space because they're a marketing company, and they're out registering small businesses all over the country. And they're going to have thousands and thousands of businesses they registered, and they're going to make thousands and millions of dollars in the end. I mean, it can be, it could be, just extra money for you, or it could be a business where you can make millions of dollars. I mean, the best thing is you got that opportunity. And I think the multi-level people have it easy. I mean, I deal with a lot of multi-level companies at carousel craft shows, and I see how it works. I know how people have hundreds to thousands of reps underneath them. It's convenient in the end. Every small business, marketing company, multi-level, whatever you want to call them, needs every rep they got on there because they want to cover every zip code in the U.S. Basically is what you want. Because when people are searching or they're coming to the categories tab, they're searching for, let's say, Evolve. Evolve is a company that's coming out. It's been out a couple of years, and they've got a lot of reps. They have a great product. They're people are searching for health stuff. They come across Evolve, and if they didn't have a rep on there, it's hard to find them. I mean, I deal with a lot of small business marketing companies, and they're hard to find if you really try to. I mean, if you weren't trying to find them, they're hard to find because they get lost, just like everybody else. It comes back to the same thing. Norwex, Avon, Tupperware, Evolve, Tastefully Simple. I can go on and on and on. I can name 1,000 of them. With every one of those reps on there, their name and their products are going to make way more money because they're in one place. Once everybody's in one place, that's when everybody's going to be they're going to be way more successful. And the buy level will help those people the most, I think.
The buy level is an extra perk to it. There's going to be a lot of people that are on our website that do not do the buy level. They may recommend the site and they may get people to sign up, but they want to be on the site for the amount of money and time and effort that we're putting into the site, because it's going to be a household name, which is then going to help them increase their revenue in their own business. I mean, there's a breakdown here. If you were to sign up 500 small businesses, you would receive $17,500. Now, if those 500 people went out and each signed up 100 people, and this could happen over 5 years or a year or 10 years, right, whatever happens, that means you'll get an additional $267,500 every year for the rest of your life. So that's another interesting part to 365, another way to make revenue to help your small business, because then you can take that money that you make off of 365 and put it back into your business or fund your retirement fund. Whatever you want to do with the money, it's your money.
Basically, you're getting paid for word of mouth. Nobody's ever done it, and I'm doing it.
So this, not only about the small businesses, but just people in general. Ron has got a real good passion and a big heart for helping people out. He's seen, just over the last couple of years, he's seen a lot, and seen a lot of struggles, which everybody in this room has, especially the way the economy is. And you just hear about things that you wish you could do something about, or try to do something about, to make a difference in somebody's life. So we also started a nonprofit foundation, and I'm going to let Ron talk about that because that's what he's going to run. That's his passion, that's his dream, and his whole goal to get this company successful, to fund this nonprofit. So he can tell you how it works and what we're.
The biggest thing that I want to get out of this is, let's face it, you know, we all have a responsibility to each other. And I think, you know, as small business people, we can all be successful together. I've said that already. But you know what? There's the foundation that I'm starting, and we've already started, is a foundation where we're going to donate 10% is what we're doing of our profits to the foundation. And with that, we're going to go out into the community. This is what I want to do. I want to go out into the community, and I want to find those hard-working people that work hard and take care of them, because nobody else is. And it's frustrating. I think if more people took the time to do it, a lot more people would be better off. Excuse me. John?
When I said that Ron's pretty passionate about 365itNOW, when Troy asked me to join them a couple months ago, I just expected to come in as Chief Marketing Officer and help them build the company. You got the microphone? Is it? That's right. Cool. Go ahead. We don't need the microphone. This one. Okay. So what I expected was to really just help them build this company into hopefully a national and international player. And they're serious about that. But after spending a couple evenings with the three of these guys, I really began to understand Ron's passion for what he just talked about. Now, I worked among my careers for nonprofits, and I worked in higher education. I worked in a nursing home and worked for the Minnesota Multiple Sclerosis Society for 4 years, way back early in my career. I have a passion personally for nonprofits. I have a passion for helping people. So when Ron said, this is what's really driving me, and he said that what I really want to get out of this is building a foundation, that kind of made me really think about this company and what they're trying to achieve. And I went home and told my wife, I said, these guys are serious. I mean, they're serious about building a solution for small businesses, but they're also serious about helping America. So that's why when we say we all deserve a chance at the American dream, that's what Ron's all about. And he's sincere. As you could see from his emotions that bubbled up, I mean, that wasn't fake. That's Ron. As anybody who knows him will agree, that is Ron. What you see is what you get. And what we want America to get is a successful company that helps small businesses, that helps small businesses succeed, and that helps America and those people who are chasing the American dream, the working folk who don't get a break often, to get a break. It sounds kind of noble, sounds kind of Pollyannish, but it's his reality, and it's now my reality. It's their reality, and hopefully it's your reality.